Hello and welcome back, audience. My name is MassiveBrad and welcome back to my FIFA 20 Dortmund career mode. Now, before we get into today's episode, I just want to say a huge big thank you for love and support on the channel. And as always, guys, at the start of today's episode, we're quickly going to look at the games that lie ahead. Today's episode is a little bit of a tasty one, especially regarding Champions League. For the first game, we're taking on the Spanish giants FC Barcelona for our fifth game in our Champions League group stage. Us and Barca are currently top of the group, joint with 9 points. If we manage to get a draw or a win against Barcelona, it means we can simulate our final sixth game in the group stage. We don't have to worry about it because if we draw, we move up to 10 points. If we win, we move up to 12. Whereas the other two teams, which are Slavia Prague and Inter Milan, are currently joint bottom with only 3 points. So if Inter Milan, which I think they will beat Slavia Prague, will move up to 6. As long as we get a draw and move to 10, even if Inter Milan win their final game against Barcelona, it means they can only get to a maximum of 9 points. We would be on 10 or potentially 12, depending on what happens in this game against Barca. So a draw or win, of course the win more importantly, is crucial for this game up first. And if we get it, then we're definitely going to be bagging ourselves a place in the knockout stages of the Champions League, which is exactly where we want to be. The second game in today's episode finishes off, should I say, the month of November, and that is against Hertha BSC. We then move into the month of December. It's the Christmas month, and on the 7th, we take on Dusseldorf. Now, I did look at, in the last episode, at the end of the episode, which team was higher. I can't actually remember which team was higher between them two, so we will take a little look at who's higher in the Bundesliga between Dusseldorf and Hertha BSC. And from what I can see there, Hertha BSC are down in 7th position, which means I assume, Dusseldorf are down in 16th, meaning we'll play Barcelona. We will then play Hertha BSC, and we'll simulate the game against Dusseldorf, who are down in 16th, which is great because Dusseldorf is the game at home. And obviously you guys know by now. If you don't, you've been living under a rock on this channel. But EA have made it where if you simulate a home game, you've got a much better percentage of winning or drawing than you do when you're away. There's a bigger percent that you're actually going to lose or draw rather than win and draw. And realistically, we want to be getting every win that we possibly can. But before we dive into the action in today's episode, we're going to look at the comments section. My favourite part of the Dortmund career mode and the Liverpool career mode, which is reading out your guys' comments and answering them live on video. So, first comment coming in from Kuru the Creator. Bundesliga is looking hard. No Brad ? Yes, Kuru, I'd say that the Bundesliga is looking a little bit difficult right now, especially the likes of Bayern Munich and Bayern never losing, although they have lost now, should I say. They unfortunately seem to be absolutely running away with the Bundesliga, and this is unfortunately a problem that EA have screwed up. It was too easy for big teams like Manchester City, Barcelona, your Inter Milan, your Real Madrid, your Liverpool were getting relegated. People were complaining. Now they've made it where teams like that, like Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Barcelona, it's impossible for them to not win the league, and some of them go in the whole season without losing a single game. I know someone did leave a comment saying that Bayern Munich won the league. They didn't lose or draw a single game. That was in the Champions League and the Bundesliga, which, if you put up against that, against a team that's never going to lose and is always going to beat you, I'm not really sure what you can do. But what I would say to you, Kuru the Creators, I'm enjoying the Bundesliga. It's a challenge you guys have seen over the years, me do a Liverpool career mode, and normally by January, we've boxed it off. We're 25 points ahead, and we're saying, you know what, the league's ours. I'm saying it right now. Whereas in this career mode, and also in the Liverpool career mode right now on FIFA 20, it's not so easy. The FIFA 20 Liverpool career mode is pretty tight, and that video will be coming out. In fact, I may as well mention to you guys now, I'm recording this on the 22nd of December, meaning you'll see this on Monday the 23rd of December. Of course, Christmas is out on Wednesday, but you guys have got a little bit of a surprise. You're going to have a video on Monday, which is this video you're watching now. You're going to have a video on Wednesday on Christmas Day, so I hope you guys, probably after you've had your dinner or you've sat down after you've been and got all your presents and whatnot, sit down and watch the episode. On Christmas Day, it's going to be the last episode of the Liverpool career mode in Season 1. That means we're taking on Barcelona in the Champions League final, and we're also taking on Chelsea and Newcastle in hope that Spurs drop points in their last two games, meaning we could potentially be lifting the Premier League title. So Wednesday's episode on Christmas Day is going to be massive. You're then going to have an episode of the Dortmund career mode on Thursday. You guys don't normally get a video on Thursday, just normally Monday, Wednesday and Friday. But because it's Christmas, you're going to have one on Monday, this one. Wednesday, you're going to have the final episode of the Liverpool career mode Season 1. And then Thursday and Friday, you're going to have a Dortmund episode, or 2 episodes, should I say. Then the following week, we'll go back to the usual Monday, Wednesday and Friday. But I thought because it's Christmas, I decided that I'd put out an extra video, so you will be seeing that on Thursday. But on Christmas Day, it's the final episode of the Liverpool Career Mode Season 1, so make sure you tune in. It's going to be a big one. Moving on to the next comment from Zahar Jafar, if that's how you pronounce your surname. He says, sign James Maddison. Well, guys, we're in November. We're going to be going into the month of December in today's episode. As soon as we get to the end of December and then into the month of January, that's when you want to be letting me know your transfer targets. I'll happily add them to the shortlist, and then we can have a look over them, review them in January, and decide if we need to improve anywhere, and if so, what player and what position, and we can go from there when we're doing transfers. So thank you, Zahar, but what I would say is do it when we're in January, not while we're in November, because I may not come back to this episode to see that you've mentioned James Maddison. Moving on, next comment coming in from Chris Dudas, saying, another great episode, Brad. Could I make a request, though? Chris, everyone out there, this is to Chris, and everyone that watches the videos, you can make requests whenever you want. It doesn't mean you're always going to get your request, but I'm happy for you guys to recommend things, ask me to do things. If I feel it's a great move, I'll do it. If I think it's not the best move for the team or not the best move for me, then I won't do it. But you can happily make requests, and I'll try my best to give you what you want. But he says, it'd be great if you used Brun Larsen more often, as he is the talented youngster with 85 potential. I'd say replace Guerrero, as he only has 82 potential and he can get more chances to rotate at left back. Which did go back to Chris, and what I said on this is, I will bring Brun Larsen into the team, and he's actually on the bench for the Barcelona game, for the first game in today's episode. What I didn't like, so I met him halfway. You want Brun Larsen to be playing? Okay, I can do that, maybe coming on as a sub. He will feature in today's episode at some point. As for moving Guerrero then to left back, I don't like that idea. The reason I don't like that idea is because we already have two solid left back. We right now have Schultz, and we also have Hakimi on loan from Real Madrid. There are two left backs. So to move Guerrero into that position, I'm not too keen. So what I said is, we'll keep Guerrero, Larsen, and also the usual man Julian Brandt to play at left mid, and we'll just rotate them three. So yes, Chris, you can make a request, and yes, I will put Larsen into the team today. Ben Johnson saying, gutted you didn't get the win against Bayern, mate. Yeah, I was a little bit gutted as well, but I tell you what, we fought our hearts out. We were 2-0 down, managed to get a point away from home against Bayern Munich. I'll take that every day of the week. Looks like you have to concentrate on Europe instead, unless Bayern somehow slip up. Loving the series though, mate. Well, first of all, Ben Johnson, thank you so much. I'm glad you're enjoying the series so far. I understand what you're saying about concentrating on the Champions League, because at the moment it looks like Bayern Munich might go all season without losing a game. I'm going to hope over the next couple of episodes, by the time we get into January, February, if we get into February and Bayern Munich have certainly not lost a game, then yeah, I think you're probably right. We have to focus on Europe, because we're simply not going to win the Bundesliga if Bayern Munich have glitched and are going to win every single game and not lose a single game all season. It's going to make it impossible for us to catch them. But I think if we get through December and get into January and they still have not lost a game, yeah, it looks difficult. If they've lost a game, I'd still say there's a great chance in us winning the Bundesliga in our first season at Dortmund. We might do very similar to like we are in the Liverpool career mode, focus more on getting the Champions League, and then in the second season, we'll forget about the Champions League and push on to win the Bundesliga title. We'll have to wait and see what Bayern Munich do. And final comment coming in from Eva with a number 1, meaning they were first ones to comment. So well done, Eva. Thank you so much for your comment. Again, guys, I don't mind who comments first or last. I appreciate all of your comments. But now it's about the game against Barcelona. We are going to attend the press conference. It's a big one. We need to get the win to guarantee us a place in the knockout stages. We beat Barcelona. We may potentially finish top of the group. But as long as we get through to the knockout stages, I'm happy with whichever position we finish in. Here we go. Let's see what they have to say. So, Hummels is in good form. Will we see more of him today? Yes, we will. Although it doesn't say, I can say yes. So, it is what it is. His current morale is happy. I'd like him to be very happy. Next question. Does your team have what it takes to score more goals today? Yeah, a win is a win. I wouldn't say we're not scoring goals. I mean, the last episode, I think, was called Remarkable Royce, and he was absolutely smashing it. So, whether it's 1-0 or 3-0, it doesn't matter. Last time he scored 3 goals on FC Barcelona, made it look easy. We were able to defeat them again. Yeah, the lads have what it takes. Definitely, if we can do it one time round, we can certainly do it for the second time round. But again, it all depends if they're going to change it up. They're going to have seen our strong points and our weak points from the last game. They may change it up and have a little bit of a different tactic, switch it up a little bit and come at us with a different game plan. But now we have to take on FC Barcelona. A win is a must for me. I'm not 100% sure how Barcelona are going to come out. I know they've got a great front three, probably in Dembele, Messi and Suarez. We unfortunately don't have a fully fit team. As you can see, Julian Brandt and Paco Alcacer is not fully fit, but I still think we've got a great team to put out there, and we should be able to do a decent job against Barcelona. But we have gone with Paco Alcacer up top in the striker position, the captain Marco Reus a little behind in the central attacking midfield, then Julian Brandt, Delaney, Witsel and Sancho through the midfield, with Schultz, Hummels, Akanji and Klosterman at the back, and Berkey between the sticks. Let's get into this game against Barcelona. We beat them 3-0 round first time. Can we imitate that and do it again? Here we go. The black and yellows versus Barcelona. We got this, lads. Reus is absolutely on a rampage right now. He's scoring for fun. Left foot, right foot, inside the box, outside the box, header. It doesn't matter. But this is the difficult one. Dembele, Suarez, De Jong, Rakitic, Busquets, Gerard Piqué, Umtiti, and the Chelsea man, Cesc Azpilicueta, ter Stegen, and of course Leo Messi wearing the captain's armband. We get this win or draw and we're through as Suarez does kick us off in his first half period. Let's get it on the way. Ball through the middle to Rakitic. Ball through, let's get a foot on that one, nicely done. Oh, it's still going to come to Messi who gets a shot off. And Roman Berkey was all over that one. Let's go Alcacer. Through there to Julian Brandt now. Marco Reus is wanting to go still. Julian Brandt now going to get it through to Marco Reus. Is he going to be onside? I think he is. Marco Reus round this man. Looks to get a shot off. It's a great save from ter Stegen. Cracking save. I wasn't sure if Marco Reus had stayed onside or just gone offside. The flag stayed down. Tried to go round them. And he got a knee to it. It's unfortunate there. We haven't took the 1-0 lead. Should have maybe gone for a chip. But we have got a corner here. Going to look for Axel Witsel. Ball coming in. Axel Witsel's on it and it's straight into the hands of ter Stegen. Comfortable save. Got to get back now. Julian Brandt is on the wrong side. It's Dembele. Through to Suarez. Back now to Dembele. Have come with Roman Berkey. It's a great save. And it's out for the corner. Ball on the inside now. Here's De Jong. Nicely done there, Klosterman. Let's go with Reus and go straight up now to Paco Alcacer. Going to put one over the top here for Julian Brandt to run to. He's going to get the better of Azpilicueta. Julian Brandt through on goal. It's a cracking save. Ah, that was a chance. Could have gone in right on half time. 1-0 up there. We just haven't been clinical enough in front of goal. We're really getting in behind these Barcelona defenders. And as the commentator just said there, if we keep doing what we're doing, I think we should be fine. I agree. I think we're really knocking at the right doors right now. We're just not able to open that door. Eventually, I think we're just going to knock this door down. But we have to be careful, Barcelona, because there's no reason why a few little string passes together can put Barcelona through on goal and potentially putting the ball in the back of the net. But as we get the second half kicked off with Paco Alcacer, we will be a little bit more cautious if Barcelona look to get us on the counter-attack. But for now, we've got to keep pushing. Messi now wanting to come forward. Ball in behind now for Suarez. Back to Messi. Messi going to get a shot of it from Roman Berkey, and Hummels looks to clear that out. It's not a very good clearance. It's going to be a foul there. They're going to play on here. Sergio Busquets. Through to Rakitic, through now to Suarez, well done Akanji. Let's go out, lads, let's go. Oh, we've given the ball away again. Don't let him get a shot off. It's in the back of the net from Ivan Rakitic.
Well, we can take another look at this now, and he's connected so well with it, generated a lot of power, and the keeper just can't react in time. Look.
Frustrating that because we don't deserve to be 1-0 down here. We don't. And Ivan Rakitic does find the back of the net and give them the lead in the 59th minute. Through there to Marco Reus. Into Alcacer. Alcacer's fouled there. Referee, thank you very much. Should be a foul. Let's see if we can get something going here nice and quick. Let's go to Sancho. Here's Sancho. Over now to Witsel. Witsel going to put it in behind now for Julian Brandt. Brandt through on goal. Come on. Yes, is it going to count as an offside? No, it's going to stand. Julian Brandt, you legend. Great running behind. Gets a shot off. Ter Stegen palms it into the air. And the ball just falls awkwardly. I'm not sure if it was Umtiti or it was Piqué. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm not sure who it is. Maybe Azpilicueta there, number 5. He doesn't do enough there. And Julian Brandt there to get a shot off. And it is level terms. Now, I think we was going level terms in the 70th minute. I know that, of course, Chris, you asked to see the man Brun Larsen, who is there on the left mid position. I may potentially bring him on, but let me just have a look how the team's doing right now. So I think Alcacer's not doing too much, so I'm happy to bring on Marlen. I think the pace up top will help nicely. Marco Reus is playing very well right now, so I think he needs to come off, and we will bring Mario Götze on. And I think, Chris, you're going to get exactly what you want, which is Brun Larsen coming on for Julian Brandt, who seems to be the most tired through the rest of the outfield players. So Larsen is coming into the team for the first time. He's having a debut coming on as a sub against Barcelona. It's 1-1. Can he potentially make the difference? Witsel to Delaney. Delaney out wide now to Klosterman. And there we go. Referee is going to say enough is enough. I didn't even clock there. It was near the end of the game. I was just playing my football and concentrating. We have, as the commentators have just confirmed there, we have got a place now in the knockout stages of the Champions League. We still potentially would have to beat, or we will have to beat Slavia Prague to finish top of our group stage. But depending on how the other games are set out, and depending on whether there's an easy game that we could simulate, I'd be quite happy to simulate the game against Slavia Prague and still have the faith in my lads to get the win and get us that top position in the Champions League group stage. You can see Barcelona 7 shots, 4 on target. We had 1 less shot in 6, but 1 more on target in 5. So we were very clinical. Just unfortunately, couldn't bet him more than 1. But it was thanks to the man who got man of the match, Julian Brandt, who is becoming a spectacular player under us for Dortmund. He's scoring, he's assisting, he's making great runs, and he gets man of the match with an 8.9 rating. Now we'll head over to the post-match interview, see what the media have to say, and be prepared for the rest of the games in today's episode. Here we are. Gracias. Gracias. What are we saying here? Hummels is continuing a hot run. Yeah, Hummels is playing really well at the moment. He deserves all the praise. Come on, Hummels. I need you up and happy. I need you very happy. At half-time, did you expect to get a draw from this game? I expected at least a draw. I was expecting a win or a draw. That's what I wanted. So when we pulled it back to a draw, I thought we could have went all the way there. Unfortunately, the keeper was just too solid. It seems the second match against Barcelona didn't go as planned. Why couldn't you gain the upper hand? To Steigen was between the sticks. Yeah, the lads did give it their all. We really had a lot of shots. Just to Steigen made some great saves. And then suddenly a mistake put Julian Brandt through on goal. And we scored from it. So we just didn't, he didn't pull off that many mistakes for us to capitalise on it. Right, guys, and up next we take on Hertha BSC away from home. It might also be worth me mentioning that today's episode is episode 9, meaning in the next episode it'll be episode 10, meaning we get to look over the fan objectives, meaning we'll see how many Roman Berkey clean sheets we've had, how many goals have been scored by Paco Alcacer. We'll go through the fan objectives and see where we currently stand, see if we've completed any, if we're close to completing any, or if we're a million miles away from completing any. But that we'll do in the next episode. But up next, we are taking on Hertha BSC in the Bundesliga. You can currently see we're 5 points behind a Bayern, 6 points behind Bayer Leverkusen. It's unfortunately Bayern still yet to lose. They've drew 2. Leverkusen have drawn none and only lost 1. It's still looking very difficult, especially because we're now 12 games into the Bundesliga, but we've still got Köln and Wolfsburg breathing down our necks. FSC Mainz are still only a couple of points behind. So it's games like this where we really, really have to capitalise. We have to get the win. We have to do it with style. We have to score goals. We have to, most importantly, bring the win home for the Dortmund fans. And as you can see from the lineup, we have had to make excuse me, a couple of changes. We've had to drop Paco Alcacer because he's not fully fit, and I want to make sure he is fully fit for the game, for the final game, should I say, in today's episode, because we're not playing it. We want to be putting out the strongest starting 11 we possibly can in the simulated games to keep our fingers crossed of getting the win. In games like this, when we're playing it, I feel like we control it well. I feel like I'm really getting to understand this Dortmund team. I feel like a 1-1 draw against Barcelona, any Dortmund fan would probably take that. We did also beat them first time round 3-0. So I think as a manager and on behalf of Dortmund fans, I think I'm doing an okay job. We're in the top 4. We're doing exactly what the fans would like. But we are going with Marlen up top in the striker position. Behind him, the captain Marco Reus in the central attacking midfield. Then Brandt, Delaney, Avigel and Sancho through the midfield. Schultz, Hummels, Akanji and Klosterman at the back with Berkey between the sticks. Let's get into this game against Hertha BSC. Let's get the win. Let's go to the end of today's episode. Get another win in the simulated game. Let's finish today's episode on a high. Also, guys, it's Christmas in 2 days, so Merry Christmas. Here we go. Tell you what, I'm excited for this episode, but I'm really excited to record the last episode in Season 1 of the Liverpool career mode, because we're right at the end of the season. We've got the final of the Champions League, 2 games to go, and we're breathing down the necks of Spurs for that Premier League title. It's been a real good Season 1, and I also think at Dortmund, 12 games in, we've had a bit of a rocky start, but I feel like we're really in a prime position now and a positive mindset with this Dortmund team. But as Hertha BSC, with Marko Grujic, the Liverpool loanee, on their side, get us kicked off in this first half period. Let's get it on the way. And come on, lads, if we can do Barcelona, we can do Hertha BSC. Go on, Sancho, go, son. There we go. Sancho in behind. Nicely done. Sancho going to cut this back, goes to the edge of the box now for Julian Figo. Oh, it's wide. If Axel Witsel would have been on that one, would that have ended up in the back of the net? Julian Figo should have buried that. He doesn't. And we could have had a goal within the first 4 minutes there. Here's Julian Figo, who looks at pushing out now. Go into Marco Reus. Marco Reus to Julian Brandt. Up now to Marlen. Going to wait for the run there. And Marco Reus. Marco Reus throwing goal. Normally he would finish this. Onto his right foot. Taking it on his left. Screwed it up. Don't feel like I'm being clinical in front of goal. I feel like I'm constantly second-minding myself. Marlen wants to go here. He's got a bit of space to run into. Here goes Marlen now. Here he comes. Marlen going to cut back on the inside to Julian Brandt. And Boyata gets there. Takes a block off him. Stark keeps it in from going out for the corner. And it's out for the throw-in. Marlen going to hold this up. Nicely done. Go out wide to Marco Reus. Out wide again to Julian Brandt. Julian Brandt with a little dink in now for Marco Reus. He's going to go for the acrobatic. It's blocked again. As Vigo takes it down on the volley. It's blocked again. Everything is getting blocked that we throw right now at Hertha BSC. Through now to Marco Reus. Over now to Julian Vigo. Go on, Sancho. I've got you, son. That's it. We've got them now. Come on, Sancho. You've got to go here, son. You've got to go. Sancho, it's too far ahead of him. Oh! Through now to Marco Reus. Going through there to Marlen. Back to Marco Reus if we can. It's not going to happen. And we are going to go in at half-time at 0-0. Wow. A slow day at the office, they're not wrong. They're not wrong. We have literally dominated. They constantly give the ball away. We're constantly intercepting it. We're having chance after chance. We're just not able. Let's have a look. I don't normally look at the match facts at half time, but I mean, look at that. 8 shots, 5 on target. Their 2 shots, 1 on target, and their 1 shot that was on target nearly ends up in the back of the net. We're not pushing enough right now, so I am going to look to make some changes. Marco Reus making his way to the bench for, let's go, Donny van der Beek. I'm then going to switch Julian Brandt over to the right side. And then, Chris, you are getting your wish again. We're going to have Larson come on for Sancho in that left mid position. I think for now I'll hold on, but I think we may need to bring someone like Paco Alcacer. Although he's not fully fit, we may need to bring him on in that striker position to find us that first goal. And hopefully then we can push on for more. But for right now, I'm sort of happy to jump back into the second half of exactly the same team. We just need to keep pushing. If anyone's going to do this, it's Paco Alcacer, who's now on the pitch, who's going to make the difference here and find us this late goal. It's going to be a late goal, that's for sure, if it happens. Ball through here now to Selke. Selke's done the better of the keeper. It's 1-0. Really? Really, EA? Really? Why is Van der Beek not wanting to move forwards? Van der Beek messes up there. Van der Beek has been shocking for us, you know. Absolutely shocking. Great interception there from Paco Alcacer. Going out wide now to Hummels. Through there now to Van der Beek. I've just got no options. Give me some options for you, lads. It's Julian Brandt. He's going to roll his man. Julian Brandt throwing goal. Referee! How is that not a penalty? Go to an instant replay now. How is that not a penalty? I don't believe this. Julian Brandt rolls his man, gets the shot off. Ref, he hasn't got the ball. The ball's gone. It's left his foot. He's now sliding in and completely taken out Julian Brandt. Catches his leg, crushes him to the floor, and you have given off. Referee, where are you even looking? Look at the referee. He's looking straight. Why are you not looking over here? What is the linesman doing? Why have we not been given a goddamn penalty for that? I just don't think anything's coming here. Well done, Schultz. Let's go now. Come on, Larson.
And there goes the final whistle.
Well, before I started recording, I was in a great mood. Oh my God, look at the stats. Here, the BSC have 4 shots, 2 on target, 1 ends up in the back of the net. We have 12 shots, 7 on target, and cannot score a single goal. Did their keeper get man of the match? No, the goal scorer did, but he got a 7.4. See, this is the problem. Everyone talking about Bayern Munich or Leverkusen going all season without conceding and losing and dropping points, and we're dropping simple points like that against Hertha BSC. We may even now end today's episode knocked out of the top 4. That is a disappointing result. We'll have to see what the media have to say about that one. I am not happy about it at all. Come on, hurry up. I'm not in the mood. Another game has come and gone without a goal for Alcacer is like the top goal scorer in the Bundesliga. Please just... You know, yeah, he's not out there picking flowers. He's trying. He didn't even start the game. Honestly, go away, media. What are your thoughts? What are my thoughts on what? About us finally losing a game, yet we've already lost games. EA, will you fix your goddamn game? I've already lost a couple, and you're asking me, how do I feel after our first loss? That's not our first loss. Well, a disappointing result today, yes. As if Hertha BSC did not play better. Yeah, we were just unlucky. We didn't put the ball in the back of the net. Simple as. I'm done. Leave. Now, we've got very lucky and we can't afford to slip up again. Wolfsburg, for their 13th game, also lost, meaning they stayed on 26. We were in 3rd position on 27. Köln have now moved up to 3rd position on 29, putting us 2 points behind. From what I can see there, Bayern Munich is still yet to lose. Yep, still yet to lose. 13 played, 12 wins, 2 draws. It's really, really going to become difficult. Unless when we play Bayern and Leverkusen again, we're really, really going to have to beat them. There's no times for slip-ups, and we have to beat Dusseldorf now. Now, they were down in 17th position, or 16th, excuse me, 16th position. They still are. We shouldn't really lose this game, and especially with the team we are putting out. We've got our usual starting 11, back to full fitness, rearing to go, and hopefully we can end today's episode on a little bit of a high, because today's episode's really taken it out of me. A 1-1 draw with Barcelona wasn't the best result, but I accepted it. But then to lose to Hertha BSC 1-0, that was just shocking. I mean, you guys will have seen the shot after shot after shot. How we didn't score, I honestly don't know. And that's why it's important now we end today's episode on a win. And then we can come back to it for the next episode, look over the fan objectives, and hopefully have a much better episode. But we are going with Paco Alcacer up top in the striker position. Behind him, the captain Marco Reus in the central attacking midfield. Then Julian Brandt, Delaney, Witzel and Sancho through the midfield. Schultz, Hummels, Akanji and Klosterman at the back, with Berkey between the sticks. EA gods, we're at home, but against a team that is down in the relegation zone. Don't screw me. Team warming up, players warming up. 4-0. There you go. That's what should have happened against Hertha BSC, in my opinion. Marco Reus manages to get 2 goals scoring a brace. Julian Brandt also gets on the score sheet, as well as Delaney, who is not somebody we normally see on the score sheet. But you can see Julian Brandt scored in the 25th minute, and at this point, we're already 2-0 up. Couple of substitutes just after half-time. Van der Beek coming on for Sancho. Delaney then picks up a yellow card in the 48th, then goes on to score 6 minutes later in the 54th. Zagadou then come on for Klosterman in the 72nd, and a minute later, Marco Reus finds a second and puts it in the back of the net. So we do manage to beat Dusseldorf, and thank you, EA gods, for giving me that win, because if we'd have dropped more points, we'd have probably been in serious trouble. Right, guys, and here we are back at the Central for the end of today's episode, and now advanced all the way to the next game, which is our final game, our 6th game in the Champions League group stage against Slavia Prague. You can see there, we're currently joint top with Barcelona on 10 points. Regardless of the outcome of that game, win, draw or lose, if Slavia Prague won, they'd go up to 6 points. Even if Inter Milan beats Barcelona, they can only go up to 9 points. So us and Barcelona have secured our place in the knockout stages of the Champions League. The only question to ask now is, do we finish top or do we finish second? We beat Slavia Prague, Barcelona might beat Inter Milan. then it'll go down to goal difference. Inter Milan could potentially hold Barcelona to a draw or maybe even beat them though. But from what I've seen, the team that we played when we played Inter Milan, they were really, really struggling. So I'm not expecting Inter Milan to do anything against Barcelona. But as we go over to the calendar to check out the games in the next episode, we take on Slavia Prague, of course, which I am going to be simulating, ladies and gentlemen, because then we take on Mainz 05, which is Klopp's original club. I think he used to manage at Mainz. And then for the final game in the next episode, we take on RB Leipzig. So two very, very difficult Bundesliga games. And that's why I'm so happy the Slavia Prague game has bounced there. Because I'm happy to simulate it. Because regardless of the result, we're through to the next stage of the Champions League. Meaning we can focus on the next episode on those two very important Bundesliga games. Especially because Bayer Leverkusen and Bayern Munich are killing it right now. We can't afford to be dropping points like we did against Hertha BSC. So two massive games, 6 very important points up for grabs, especially for a team like RB Leipzig and Mainz. We need to be taking the 6 points away from them, or the 3 points from each team. Then we're in the next episode after that, we only have one game, and then we move into January, and the transfer window opens, so it's not too long before we're already halfway through this series. But I think I've covered everything I need to. In the next episode, we will be looking at the fan objectives and also potentially looking over our youth staff. Of course, we have a youth academy scout in Jorn Raffman out in Germany right now, looking to scout some goalkeepers. We've currently got 3 on the list that we are keeping a close eye on. Lewis Baumann looking very impressive indeed. Potential of 80 as a lowest and 94 as a highest. He is looking very tasty indeed, and someone we may potentially look to sign up in the next episode. But fan objectives, signing probably one of the youth players, and also those very important 3 games in the next episode will be our focus. And then after that, you guys can start talking about transfers, who you'd like me to bring in, who you'd like me to sell, who you'd like me to loan, maybe even splash all the cash that we've got on a big signing for Dortmund, depending if you guys want me to keep it realistic or not. But you can certainly look at doing that in the next episode. Probably don't leave comments in the episode that you're currently watching now, guys. It's a little bit too early, but probably in the next one, you can certainly look to do that. But that is going to do it for today's episode, guys. And if you have enjoyed, please do give it a big thumbs up for me. Don't forget to drop your comments down below. If you're new around here, click that subscribe button. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. And I've been Massive Brad. Peace out.